Hey, what's going on? It's me, the JF Network, coming back with another video today. Welcome to recap, you thought, recap of week 2. It's in the books. Let's get to recapping it. So first off, I want to say, once again, this is not my week, apparently. I am now 11-19-2 on the season. But it hasn't been a great year so far for me picking. We're 2 weeks in. I think I'll get better as the year goes on. I could get worse. No guarantees. So that's what all I have to say here. First game of the week was the was the Bengals v. the Ravens. Divisional game, very important early season. These divisional games always matter a lot in the beginning of the season because if they lose, you're a game behind in the conference. You're a game behind in divisional games. Because here's the way it works. So, as a general rule, your outer conference are sort of, for the wins and losses, they're the least important. For the conference games, they're very important. And then the divisional are extremely important because you only play this team twice a year. And so you never know what you're going to get in the second game. Obviously it's week 2, you're not sure what you're going to get yet. Exactly, maybe. But obviously it's an important game. The Bengals came out with a W here in a game where AJ Green was pretty good most of the game. I liked the way he played, and he was consistent throughout that game. Next, the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons won that one. I think the score was 24-16. Atlanta played pretty much perfect football coming off of that last week's loss. Played a lot better in my opinion than they did in the week before. Next, the Buffalo Bills and the Chargers. The Chargers came out victorious in this one, in a game in which the Chargers played pretty good football most of the game. Phillip Rivers still doing it at his mediocre to old age. A headline came out. Vontaze Davis has retired at halftime. In this game, he quit at halftime. He told his coaches he's done. They got on the field, warmed up the second half, and the players were like, "Where's he at? Where's he at?" And he said, "I'm gone." We're going to talk more about that, and his coaches said he retired. So we're going to talk more about that tomorrow and just get some opinions on that. I think I have a guy try to get a guy to come on tomorrow and talk about that in particular. But it was pretty interesting move for say. We'll talk about that later. Next, the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. This one came out into a very close game most of the game. The Packers led early, coming back, and the Minnesota Vikings came back the whole way to overtime, and then missed a 28-yard field goal as time expired in overtime to tie the game. The kicker, Carson, missed 2 that day out of his 3 field goals. Obviously, they cut him the next day, and he was signed. And they signed Dan Bailey, of the Cowboys. So, new kicker. Hopefully, that'll get them through something. But a note. You lose a play. You tie a crucial game versus your divisional rival, which screws up your wins and loss category for the division. How do I say this? The Minnesota Vikings kicking field goals in the past have made them lose/tie two crucial games. This game, and then the Seattle Seahawks game in the playoffs where they lost in 9-10, and they missed a 28-yard cheap shot, and that kicker has yet to kick another field goal in the NFL in a meaningful game since. Fun fact. That's it. That's my fun fact for the day. Next, Cleveland v. Saints, New Orleans Saints. This New Orleans Saints came in, and pretty much looked sloppy most of that game. They looked horrible. The Cleveland Browns led 18-9 at a point, and eventually they came back and won it, that being the Saints. But you cannot, there's no excuse in my life to say that was okay. You can't lose game. You can't be that close to losing a game to the Cleveland Browns. Not in this league, at least. Another kudos to the Cleveland Browns though for coming that close to beating a hot team like the Saints. Next, the Jets and the Miami Dolphins. The New York Jets came out and they lost this one 20-12. Quarterback Sam Darnold struggled most of the game. He threw 34 yards though, which was a spotlight of his day. But they ended up losing. He threw 2 interceptions and 1 touchdown, which was the opposite of last week. So he's got like 500 yards passing now. 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Not the start he's probably looking for. He's 1-1. It's the way to start the season. Not the greatest, but that's the way he started the season in 2018. I'm looking forward to him Thursday night versus the Cleveland Browns. Preview to come. And don't get me wrong, the Miami Dolphins beat us through and through, but we missed a lot of opportunities in that game. I think we can get the Miami Dolphins next week. Next time we play them. They're really not that hard in my opinion. I think we can get the W next week. Next time. Chiefs and Steelers. Chiefs won this one in a 42-37 shootout. Pat Mahomes set a record for youngest quarterback to throw 6 touchdowns. Most touchdown passes in the first 2 NFL starts. 10. 4 last week, 6 this week. Great game for him. Terrible game for this Pittsburgh Steelers defense. I'm not sure if this Steelers team can be contender this year. 0-1 and 0-1 tie. I'm not sure. I'm not saying it's over. I think you need to sign Le'Veon Bell. That's my opinion. Steelers struggle defensively, like always. But that's the bottom line. You're not going to win a game even if you have Le'Veon Bell on your team if you cannot stop a rookie second redshirt freshman, second season, second game of his career type deal. You know what I'm saying? Third game of his career type deal. Next, the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Tampa Bay Bucks. The Tampa Bay Bucks and Ryan Fitzmagic played really good. I was shocked, to be quite frank. He continues to play good throughout these last 2 weeks. It's impressive, very impressive. I'm not gonna say he's going places, but I think they've got to respect him somehow. I think Jameis Winston's got to fear at this point. I don't know. Stats just don't back him up. Jameis Winston anymore. 4-1 as a starter for the Bucks is Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Bucks aren't even. I don't even think he doesn't have. Let's just say he doesn't have that winning percentage. He's 4 out of 5 as a starter for the Bucks. A great backup, no lie, but you've got to be scared if you're the Bucks. If you're Jameis Winston. Philly loses. Nick Foles struggles. Right, and Carson Wentz was named the starter on Monday, and that's all we have for that one. Next, Houston Texans, Tennessee Titans. Houston loses it. This is scary. Jameis Winston struggling. Deshaun Watson struggling. 2 losses early. I think this team will bounce back easily, but it looks a little bit frightening now. This could be the team that could go and that could win. They could go to the playoffs after losing the first deal. Tennessee Titans, something to fear, maybe. I don't know. They're mediocre. They made it to the playoffs last year. They're a playoff team. Tennessee played pretty good this game, 20 points. Mariota, sort of quiet kind of guy, doesn't talk much, wins you games. I'd be happy with that quarterback. Next, Indianapolis Colts and the Washington Redskins. Indianapolis wins this one. Andrew Luck's first win as he comes back. Impressive to beat the Washington Redskins with Andrew Luck. With Alex Smith. Not anything to write home about if you're a Colts fan, other than he's back. That's the story of the season, right? He's back. We'll see how it works for them going on the season. Next, the Rams butcher the Arizona Cardinals. And I'd say it's a state of alert in Arizona. They really can't put stuff together this year. I don't know. 0-16, maybe. You have 3 points per game. You've been outscored 20. You've been outscored 58-6. So it's not good math. Rams look great though. Jared Goff does what he needs to do in that division. I think they're going to sweep this division. At least in the Arizona Cardinals, that is. Next, Detroit v. San Francisco. Easy win for San Fran. To get Jimmy Garoppolo's hype train back rolling, as I like to say. Detroit, not a good team. Stafford just doesn't look very good this year. I don't know. He didn't look good in the Jets game with those 4 interceptions, 5 interceptions, whatever they were. He didn't look good this week. Obviously, they lost. Next, the Oakland Raiders and the Denver Broncos. The Oakland Raiders lost to the Denver Broncos. This was a shocker to me. I'm not sure if the Oakland Raiders are that scary anymore. Denver, they haven't had a good win since they beat the Jets last. Facts. The Denver Broncos look good. I like them. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything about it. It's too early to count. I'm pretty sure Case Keenum is the quarterback, right? He looked pretty good. This Broncos team has just been quiet since, to be quite frank, this Broncos team's been quiet since Peyton Manning left. Period. Next, Patriots v. Jaguars. Patriots lose in a shocker. Jaguars come out and win in what will be an important game for Blake Bortles' career. Especially when you think about it, that Leonard Fournette wasn't even there. Didn't even dress. Didn't even play. You still beat the Patriots. It's scary for the Patriots. I'm not going to be the one to say that the Patriots are over. But it's definitely not the way you want to go in week 2, lose to the Jaguars. Next, the Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys come out victorious in this one. Finally get Ezekiel rolling a little bit. The Giants just haven't put it together yet. I don't know. Maybe next week. Next, the Seattle Seahawks and the Bears. This is the last one. The Bears showed out. They did what they did in the division. Excuse me. Sorry, I thought it was the division. I forgot there for a second. The Bears came out, and Mitch Trubisky looked fine. Fine. He looked great. And Russell Wilson was running for his life in that pocket. Get him out. Get him out. If I'm Russell Wilson, I want out. I want out now. I don't even want to be here next year. I don't want to be here week 10. If I'm Russell Wilson, you're running for your life. 6 sacks. put it together. 6 sacks. You can't beat the Bears. Where have you gone? I mean, build something around me. I am your star. You know what I'm saying? Like, respect them. Like, this is why the Patriots are good. This is why teams like the Panthers are good. Because they work around their star, not stars work around them. This is not going to work. You're not going to be competitive for that many more years. If you think you can just ride with it. You're not going to ride with it. Put it together. This O-line sucks. That's my opinion on that game. I think I went out. That's my opinion on the Seattle Seahawks. So tomorrow's video will be the Newsweek review. Coming out at like 9:00 p.m. Live on Facebook, YouTube. Thanks for watching. It's been a great first 2 weeks. Jets are 1-1. I'm happy. Sam Darnold looks good, but in general, I'm 16. I'm like 11 and 19 and 2. So not a great start for me. Nope, not a great start at all. Hopefully I can get you better predictions next week. No guarantees. Have a nice night. God bless you all, and go NFL.